If you loved watching the anime Death Note, or are generally somebody who's curious about mystery thrillers, then I have a book recommendation for you. It's called Network Kill by Alexander Andreas. And this book is about an everyday banker, Shawn, who suddenly finds a mysterious journal, which upon first look looks like a normal journal. But as he starts reading it, analyzing it, the writer seems a bit unhinged. And then he goes on a quest to find out what's the mystery behind the journal, and what is revealed in the story later on is quite intriguing. So let me tell you a little bit more about this book. It is a heart-pounding thriller, and it is so fast-paced and so intriguing that you will keep turning the pages till the end. What is intriguing about this book is not just the mystery of this journal, but also the person behind it, and the overall atmosphere of this book as you're reading it is that of paranoia and fear. What adds more intrigue to the book is when Shawn and his friends bring their own fears and their own insecurities into the mix, which makes it even more interesting to read about. They add another layer of depth to the story, and it's quite intriguing to see, like, with people having trust issues, like who could be the person behind it, what is going on, how are we going to manage it. And the story is told in a different aspect as well, because there's a lot of coding involved, there's a lot of decoding involved, and just to be able to investigate, there's that investigation angle to it as well. But that investigation is not like the key theme. The key theme is about the paranoia that exists, the fear that exists, and the general intrigue of, the who is the killer trope, and like what could this mystery be trope, which is exaggerated to the point that it feels palpable. There's that saying, right, that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I felt elements of it coming off of the pages of the journal, and especially when Shawn and his friends try investigating it and they're starting to read and decode what I was mentioning there. It's not just like stock market tips, it's much deeper than that. They find out, like, this person who has written this journal sounds very, very unhinged and disturbed, and so it sets them out on the path to investigate. But also during the investigation, the question is like, is this person just like crazy, or is this person dangerous, and are they dangerous to the point in which they could be a murderer? And it's a very intriguing dynamics, which when you're reading this book, you're constantly contemplating who this person could be and what capacity and what potential they have, how dangerous they could be. And it's like an adrenaline rush. Like, it's a psychological thriller that gives you an adrenaline rush, and throughout the story you're just, there's the intensity that keeps on rising and this gradual escalation of tension. And at that point, when you're close to the ending of the book, you're like, this has to end well, otherwise I would just not like this book. Because most of the times when you're reading a book like this and there's so much gradual escalation of tension, you require a good climax, and if you don't get that, you don't enjoy the book. But with this, the climax was explosive, it was incredible, it was all that you needed. And so that's why I wanted to recommend this book, because it felt like a book that you would want to read on a slow day, like when you actually want something thrilling and mystery to bring action back into your life, and it's just a slow day, so you would want something like that out of the literature that you read. The writing and the narrative storytelling of the author was incredible, because to be able to create that level of intensity, you need to have really good writing, and the author had that. But also the characters were portrayed in such a way in which there's personal stories and their personal insecurities. You could literally feel that off of the page of the book, and that made it even more intriguing and even more captivating. The narrative craftsmanship of the author as he writes about these deadly revelations, it's so incredible to read about, especially when you consider the relatability of the characters, the complexity of the plot, and the general mystery of what is happening. This book gave me not only the vibe of Death Note, the anime if you've watched it, but also imagine the web series Mr. Robot combined with Gone Girl. The combination of those two, like book and web series, that is what this book felt like. I would leave the link of the book in the description below. Do go check it out.